It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. There is nothing in the world so irresistibly contagious as laughter and good humor. I loved her against reason, against promise, against peace, against hope, against happiness, against all discouragement that could be. Never close your lips to those whom you have already opened your heart. Suffering has been stronger than all other teaching and has taught me to understand what your heart used to be. I have been bent and broken, but, I hope, into better shape. Have a heart that never hardens, and a temper that never tires, and a touch that never hurts. A wonderful fact to reflect upon, that every human creature is constituted to be that profound secret and mystery to every other. It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known. Heaven knows we need never be ashamed of our tears, for they are rain upon the blinding dust of earth, overlying our hard hearts. I was better after I had cried than before. More sorry, more aware of my own ingratitude, more gentle. No one is useless in this world who brightens the burdens of another. And oh, there are days in this life and worth death. You have been the last dream of my soul. The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. Love her, love her, love her. If she favors you, love her. If she wounds you, love her. If she tears your heart to pieces, and as it gets older and stronger, it will tear deeper, love her, love her, love her. In a word, I was too cowardly to do what I knew to be right, and I had been too cowardly to avoid doing what I knew to be wrong. Out of my thoughts, you are part of my existence, part of myself. You have been in every line I have ever read since I first came here. The rough, common boy whose poor heart you wounded even then. You have been in every prospect I have ever seen since, on the river, on the sails of ships, on the marshes, in the clouds, in the light, in the darkness, in the wind, in the woods, in the sea, in the streets. You have become the embodiment of every graceful fancy that my mind has ever become acquainted with. Reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has many, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. Every traveler has a home of his own, and he learns to appreciate it more from his wandering. Procrastination is the thief of time. Collar him. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. And yet I have had the weakness, and still have the weakness, to wish you to know with what a sudden mastery you kindled me. Heap of ashes that I am, into fire. There was a long, hard time when I kept far from me the remembrance of what I had thrown away, when I was quite ignorant of its worth. I hope that real love and truth are stronger in the end than any evil or misfortune in the world. The broken heart. You think you will die, but you just keep living, day after day after terrible day. Ask no questions, and you'll be told no lies. My meaning simply is that whatever I have tried to do in life, I have tried with all my heart to do well. That whatever I have devoted myself to, I have devoted myself to completely. That in great aims and in small, I have always been thoroughly in earnest. I see a beautiful city and a brilliant people rising from the abyss. I see the lives for which I lay down my life, peaceful, useful, prosperous, and happy. I see that I hold a sanctuary in their hearts and in the hearts of their descendants, generations hence. You are fettered, said Scrooge, trembling. Tell me why. I wear the chain I forged in life, replied the ghost. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I girded it on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore it. Pause, you who hear this, and think for a moment of the long chain of iron or gold, of thorns or flowers, that would never have bound you but for the formation of the first link on one memorable day. There is a wisdom of the head, and there is a wisdom of the heart. A day wasted on others is not wasted on oneself. It is because I think so much of warm and sensitive hearts that I would spare them from being wounded. A loving heart is the truest wisdom. So, throughout life, our worst weaknesses and meannesses are usually committed for the sake of the people whom we most despise. There is a prodigious strength in sorrow and despair. Whether I shall turn out to be the hero of my own life, or whether that station will be held by anybody else, these pages must show. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. I must be taken as I have been made. The success is not mine. The failure is not mine. But the two together make me. Family not only need to consist of merely those whom we share blood, but also for those whom we give blood. A man is lucky if he is the first love of a woman. A woman is lucky if she is the last love of a man. Take nothing on its looks. Take everything on evidence. There is no better rule. No space of regret can make amends for one's life opportunity misused. Before I go, he said, and paused, I may kiss her. It was remembered afterwards that when he bent down and touched her face with his lips, he murmured some words. The child who was nearest to him told them afterwards, and to her grandchildren when she was a handsome old lady, that she heard him say, "A life you love." Sadly, the sun rose. It rose upon no sadder sight than the man of good abilities and good emotions, incapable of their directed exercise, incapable of his own help and his own happiness, sensible of the blight on him, and resigning himself to let it eat him away. I am what you designed me to be. I am your blade. You cannot now complain if you also feel the hurt. For it is good to be with children sometimes, and never better than at Christmas, when its mighty founder was a child himself. My advice is, never do tomorrow what you can do today. A dream, all a dream, that ends in nothing and leaves the sleeper where he lay down. But I wish you to know that you inspired it. The most important thing in life is to stop saying, I wish, and start saying, I will. Consider nothing impossible. Then treat possibilities as probabilities.